One of my earliest childhood memories when we came from Niue in the late 70s was when our family tried to put down an umu in our inner city backyard. It wasn't long after we got the fire going when what I thought was the entire New Zealand Fire Department ran into our backyard with their hoses and stuff. That's when we learned about fire permits and smoking out your Balangi neighbours.
Well, that was then and this is now. Whakalofalaiatu, welcome to Coconut and this is Urban Umus 101.
Everybody knows what a umu is. You know, this is a Samoan one. They do it on top of the ground. We're Niueans, so today we're going to show you how to do it
Niue style. Miguel!
Let's go. Okay, now Niue style is basically a hole in the ground. You can dig one, or
Here's one we prepared earlier.
nah, just jokes. This is our bro Willie's house. Willie, come also.
Willie! Niuean style is to, once you've dug the hole, put down a layer of smaller rocks above the dirt.
That's the sort of size you want. Also, I'd like to mention that the type of rocks you use is quite important.
The best rocks to use are river rocks.
These retain heat better without exploding, which nobody wants and could be an OSH issue. You can start the real fire.
In Niue, you usually wait until the fire's going before you start putting on the rocks.
But here in beautiful South Auckland, we got a hack. Urban Umu 101 Niue style. You stack everything in, put the rocks on and everything before you start the fire.
Yes.
Why?
Because if you put it on while the fire's going, it gets a bit smoky, not good for the washi, not good for yourself, and not to mention it's kind of dangerous, yeah?
Oh yeah, safety. Please put on some safety shoes. This is one of the few places jandals aren't appropriate.
Most importantly, don't burn yourself.
What do you reckon, Willie?
I reckon you two Niuean boys are cutting corners.
Ah!
Let's find out, eh?
Yes.
Let's fire it up.
Let's fire it up.
Here in Aotearoa, we have these. Some people even go use railway track sleepers from railway tracks. Railway tracks. Sorry about that.
These are really good for retaining heat.
Yes! It's going. What do you reckon, Willie?
I'm very impressed, boys. Well
Very
done.
impressed.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm impressed too.
Nice.
That was lucky. Woo! Now the size of the fire you want depends on how much food you're going to be putting in, okay? So we all got pretty big families and there's no point putting a umu down if you're not going to be sharing it with everyone. True. So we've got a medium-sized fire going for a medium-sized family here in New Zealand. Now we've got our fire going, time to get the food ready.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Going into our umu today will be a few favorite Niuean dishes.
Oh, including the takihi, #1 compulsory dish in any Niuean umu. Thinly sliced taro, thinly sliced pawpaw, layered up on top of each other, drowned in coconut cream, straight into the umu.
Yeah. Sometimes papaya or pawpaw or what we call fualoku is out of season or a bit hard to get. If that's the case, you just come into a place like this, the supermarket, and get yourself some canned beaches.
Canned beaches.
Yeah, we love the beaches.
We love the beaches.
But first up, you have to prepare your banana leaf.
So we're gonna take this over to the fire and then we're just gonna soften up the leaf just a little bit so that it's easier for us to wrap the food.
Yeah, or langi the lofusi.
Langi lofusi. You don't want to leave the lofusi on too long, otherwise obviously it'll burn. So you want to just lightly put the lofusi on top of the fire and then pull away slowly, yeah? First, importantly, take off the stalk. Yeah.
So I'm doing the peaches version. Peaches from the supermarket. Pam's, #1. So there's your peaches. Got my first layer of taro, then peaches. Woo! And then you pour it on.
Sweet, and there we have it. 2 takihis, 1 with papaya and 1 with peaches.
Okay, so our takihi's ready. I'm going to take you through a few other options that we can do here in New Zealand where you wouldn't do in the islands. First up, the sun's coming up. Change hats. speed up. I'm going to show you is a traditional Niuean dish. It's called polofua. What they would call it in New Zealand is nightshade. It's poison. And if you like in a park somewhere or you're driving down the motorway and you see some people by the side of the road trying to picking weeds, there's probably Niueans picking polofua. So polofua here, we're going to put it in with our chicken, okay? Or any protein really. If you can't have polofua or you don't like polofua, it's different because of the more bitter taste, you can use taro leaves. Well, Willie's not looking, eh? We'll just go shopping in his plantation. So you chop that up nice, put it with your protein, douse it in coconut cream, wrap it in foil, put it in the thing. If you're not into that, or you can't find taro leaves, or you can't find polofua, cabbage. Nice and slice, chop it up, douse it in coconut cream, wrap it up in foil, put it in the omu. Nice. Silver beet, same thing. All good. So we're not too far away. We've got all our dishes wrapped, ready to go. Last, but definitely not least, is... Hello, Fred. This is Fred. New Zealand, maybe, you know, pork's a bit expensive, a bit more things, so, but the good old ulupuaka, pig's head, usually on special, still tastes good. Don't forget to season. Oh, he's looking at me. He's looking at me. Now, once you've prepped all your food to go into the umu, by now the rocks should be hot enough.
And yes, as you can see, our rocks are glowing. So definitely time to ao the umu. That means take out the rocks and ready to put the umu down. When putting the food in order is quite important if you want everything to cook properly.
First one is bread, pig's head, ulupuaka.
Yep.
Cool. So taro goes in.
You got more chicken.
Chicken, they take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, to put onto. Oh, the kihis go on top.
Once all the food is in, start placing your hot rocks back in and around the food in places where it's most likely to cook the food the best.
Once the rocks are all back in, you're ready to start covering the umu. In the islands we use leaves like from the banana tree, but here we're using newspapers, old duvets.
It is important to make sure you cover it completely, trying to make sure no steam is escaping from the umu. Waiting time depends on how hot your rocks were. Pretty much, but usually it takes 2 to 3 hours just to be safe.
Oh! Willie!
Okay, time's up. Ready to bring up our food. Okay, that's the pawpaw.
Peaches.
Peaches, the kihi. This is the sort of the main dish, so we gotta get a taste of it first.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, he says. Oh wow.
Kind of the old Urban Umu 101 New West style, eh?
Man, I'm very impressed there. I'm shocked at the moment seeing that.
Oh, sorry, you're there. We're just getting into the food. That's coconut, Urban Umu 101. I think you can tell that it's pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Bye, ladies.
Hiya.
Okay.
Thank you, Niue.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.